guys, and welcome to a new GTK tutorial. Today we are going to move on with our GMenu, and today we are going to learn new functions. The new function which I'm going to introduce you today, there are four. The first one is the GMenu item new section, and then the GMenu append section, prepend section, and insert section. These functions are basically functions which helps you to create some interesting sections in your menus. I'm going to show you how they are working. So for this, let us move on and see. Let's see, we have the create file menu right here. Here I want to create a section. So create section function should be exists. So I'm going to say in the file menu I need a section called help section. Okay, so basically we need to create this function. Static void create section. What we need the GMenu, so our menu, and const gchar const name. Of course we need a pointer. Okay, as you can see now these two parameters here are matching with this one. Now the first thing first, what do we need? We need to create a section, which means we need to create a menu, GMenu section, and GMenu item for our section. Section, we are going to point it to GMenu new, nope, not append, new, and the item we are going to point it to GMenu item new section. Let's see what the documentation says. GMenu item new section right here. It is a long story. You see, creates a new GMenu item representing a section. So this is a common step around the GMenu item new together with GMenu item set section. The effect of having one menu appears as a section as another is exactly as it sounds. The item from section becomes a direct part of the menu that my menu item is added to. So in other words, as a simple example, consider a typical edit menu from a simple program. It probably contains an undo, redo item, and followed by the separator, followed by cut, copy, and paste. So basically this is the thing which you will like to create. Let's see. So I'm going to call this function. What do we need? We need the first thing, let's say section item, and the GMenu model cast for the section. We need to do that because it says here we need to pass the GMenu model. Okay, now everything looks at its place. Let us call now the better say, you know what, we can GMenu, I'm going to append it, append GMenu append item. So inside the menu we are going to put the item, and now G object on the ref on the item, and the same thing goes for the section. Now let's see, we created a section, and we declare two pointers, a section and an item, and then we create the new section, and of course we create also an item new with section, which means that the section which we are creating we are putting inside that item with the name section item, and then we put the item inside the menu, and we are unwrap both. Now let me compile it and run it. At this point we have an error. It says unused parameter name. Oh yes, of course. Why? Let me. Yeah, because the name, it is not important right now. You will see why. So GNew C unused. We are not using it for a second. But again, then we have another problem right here. So we need to make something different. Instead of unuse it, I'm going to use for a second here the name. Okay, now let me compile it and run it. You will see something very interesting, which again we do have a problem here. Let's see, file, oh yes, file menu should be, not file. At this point should be compiled fine. It is true, and as you can see we have no section, we have nothing here. Basically it should be something like help function, but it is not. And as you already noticed here, we did create a section. Yes, it's true, we were creating a section, but the section itself doesn't have items, so it doesn't get printed. To get it print, we need to create items. So I'm going to change now the name, this name, with section item, like I said before, and now we need basically to create an item. So item GMenu item new, it is the first thing, and now here I'm going to say let's say you know what, here I'm going to let the name like it was before because it's true, and now here let's create the section item and app dot section item as the, now let's see, of course section new, what I'm doing here, man, sorry guys, I'm a little bit tired. Okay, so now that we create this item, and the next thing we need to append it, which is very important. So let me call this function right here and section, and now we need to unwrap again because we are using 2 times the same item. So now everything should be fine, we'll see in a second. So let's see, we basically create an item, a new item with section name as its name and its action called section item. Now once that we create this item, we put it inside these sections, and then at this point we have a section. Now later we create an item new with section, which means we put the section inside the item which we are creating it, and the name of the item, it is the help section. Because we put that there inside, the next thing which we need to append this item, and we need to basically we need to append this item to the main menu. In this case, the main menu, it will be of course the file menu inside the create file menu. Let me compile it and run it, and let's see. Yes, you see we have a section and works fine. Help section item, of course it works fine because I created already the section item right here, but like I said, we're not the section, the action, sorry, but like I said, we are not talking about actions in this tutorial. We're talking only about the menu. So the create section, it's working fine. What we did again, let's see. This function basically takes 2 arguments, the menu and the name for the section which we are creating. Inside we are creating a section and an item. The item which we are creating, it's basically the item which will we are putting inside the section, and once that we create that section, the whole section we are putting inside the new item which we created. In this case was the help item or help section, and then we are appending it. Now of course, if you now call many times this function, then you will have many sections like we have here. You see, we have a lot. Another thing which is very important, you can pass null. Let me show you something. Null here, and let's say null here. At this point, the GTK will put only the separator but not the name. As you can see, we have here, let's start here. We have here only a section without a name. We have here a section with help section name. We have here again a section, and again we have no name. So basically, if you don't need names, then just don't use it. Let me put here null again just to be more clear. If you're only in sections without names, like here, you see we have only section items, but we have no section name like we had here before. So this is basically what these functions does for you. Now the last thing which I'm going to introduce you, I'm going back to the create section right here. It is the create the GMenu append section, GMenu prepend section, and GMenu insert section. This function I'm going to introduce you right now. Now I'm going to make some changes, which means at this point I'm going to drop the unreferent right here because we need the section. This one we don't need it because we are not creating sections like now we are going to append now. So basically we are changing these things. The first thing first, it will be, let's see, GMenu append section. GMenu append section right here. It says convenience function for appending a section menu item to the end of the menu. So combine the GMenu item new section you already saw it with GMenu insert item. So in other words, I'm going to call this function. Now what we do here, we need here the name which you pass it basically in the create file function right here, which is null in this case in the help section. So we need a name. The next thing which we need a label to create what so we need a name. Sorry, I was too fast. Menu. The next thing we need the name, which you may pass it, and the last thing which you need a section. So I'm going to copy this one right here. Now because we call the append, basically it's almost the same thing like we did before with item new with section. You see, we have them all here. Okay, there are too many. Let me drop these ones. Okay, let me compile it and run it again. Yes, as you can see, it works fine. The next function, of course, it is the prepend section, which means it put in the front. And now it should be the section, the first one. Yes, right here. Or we can use the insert section, which means you can work with the position. Let's say, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put it on the position 3. So 3. Yes, you see, it's somehow in the middle. You see, we have it right here and works fine. So basically this is how you work with sections. You have two possibilities, a way to create sections. The first one, it is to create it with GMenu item new with a section. where basically you put a section menu inside the item you created, and here you can create as many items you want to, or you call GMenu append section, where you append a section name, which basically creates so many names you want to, which means, of course, if I'm calling now, let's say 3, 4, 5, it is the same thing, because you put those many sections you create. You see, help section, and help section, and whatever you want to create. It is your decision. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.